Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. So today's video is going to be new releases of 2023 and will I be adding them to my bag. Now there are a couple that I'm going to go over. They are new releases that I did pick up, and then I will let you guys know which fragrances I plan on picking up and which fragrances I'm going to try my best to test out in store. I still enjoy blind buying, but I'm going to be doing less of it this year just because since my collection has grown, I'm getting a lot of the same. I am using Fragrance Watch because they do a little bit more designer with a little bit of niche sprinkled in, whereas iFragrance, which is what I've used in the past, I feel like they moved a little bit more to niche. And if you guys have been watching me, you know that I'm a little bit more of a designer girl. I'm not gonna hide it anymore, I just am. So I will be mentioning a few niche, but for the most part, a lot of these are new designer releases. I was super excited to film this video pre-Puerto Rico trip, and now that I'm back, I got sick again and I just can't shake it. I've been sick for like over a month. I apologize, I'm still kind of stuffy. So let's go ahead and get into the video. We are gonna go back a little bit just because this fragrance was released in August of last year, but it never got to the States, and there is a rumor that it's going to be heading here this summer. So the first one I'm gonna go over is Versace Dylan Purple. I am a fan of Dylan Blue. I still have that one in my collection. That one's a little bit more fresh, a little bit more tart green apple. And then I did pick up Dylan Turquoise. That one had, what was the note? Guava. I think it was a guava note. It did have kind of a tropical note, but that one was a little bit lemon cleaner on my skin, so I did pass that one on. And then this one has bitter orange, pear juice, Italian bergamot. It has purple freesia, isoe super. It has woody notes. So I think this is going to be a nice, fruity, fresh, kind of woodsy fragrance. I am excited about this one. I really do enjoy Versace fragrances. I think they're perfect for like floor to heat. A lot of them are fresh and just like out of the shower kind of fragrances, which I really enjoy. And now we'll get back into fragrances that were released on the tail end of December / the new year. First one we're gonna go over is the House of Sillage. I believe this one was released like at the tail end of December, but this is the Harry Potter collection. I was excited about this collection just because I am a fan of Harry Potter, but I don't know. I haven't had a chance to really look up reviews with the holidays and just being sick. I haven't watched a lot of YouTube. If I have, it's been on TV. So I'm gonna see. I'm sure Greta Beth will, if she hasn't already, go over this line. I'm gonna watch reviews before I jump on this. If there is one, because I don't think I would get the whole collection, Gryffindor, and that's the one I would get. So I'm just gonna go over that one real quick. The top notes are black pepper, tea leaves, black currant. The heart is bergandalia, orris butter, ambrox, and then base is Indonesian patchouli, Madagascar vanilla, and chantilly musks. Now, for the most part, the House of Sillage fragrances to me are very likable. I've never had anything that I've completely disliked. I've just been disappointed with the last few releases. So I'll definitely be checking out some reviews. I think the bottles are beautiful as always, but I think I'm gonna hold off on that. Next, we have Replica's On A Date. And I did get a travel of this and immediately no. I saw what I needed to see. On A Date was not for me. I know that there's fragrances that you need to let sit, all that jazz. But if there's ever a fragrance that I want to scrub off right away, I don't usually want to give it a chance. And this was a fragrance that I didn't scrub off right away because I'm like, okay, this is still opening. It's going to get better. And I kept trying, but no. It was overly earthy and overly sour. Whereas I enjoy earthy undertones, I enjoy fragrances that have an earthiness to it. This smelled like straight up the dirt, the earth, the oak moss. I don't know if it's moss or oak moss. It has patchouli, there's rose, geranium, black currant liquor, bergamot, pink pepper. Now, a lot of the advertisement people are saying that it's supposed to have like a wine, like grape note. And then what really had me interested in this is that a lot of people said it smelled mature, it smelled like the sea line, and I really enjoy the Giorgio Armani sea line. But this to me isn't that intoxicating black currant, that kind of boozy wine top. This is sour to my nose. Like when wine goes bad if you've ever had wine go bad, it has a little bit more of a vinegar scent to it. It also turns a little bit more brown, and that's what this smelled like to me. It smelled like bad old wine, and then it had an earthiness. Now I know people say that about the sea line. I don't get that on my skin. When the sea line hits my skin, it's more intoxicating. To me, it smells more like a Cabernet, like a bold wine. This was old wine and then earth. So it didn't mix well with my skin. All right, the next we have Marc Jacobs Perfect the Eau de Toilette. And I did actually pick this one up. I'm gonna go over this one in a lot more detail with the original, but what I can tell you, if you're thinking of getting this one, this does smell like a true Eau de Toilette flanker. This one's a softer, more subtle version of the original. It smells a lot like the original. It's got some differences. Again, I want to go over this one and the original side by side. Maybe that will be my next video. But I would say if you want something different, like to me, the Intense was a standalone. This isn't a standalone. To me, this is a true Eau de Toilette. It is slightly redundant because it does smell very similar to the original, but I think it's really nice. They don't list almond milk in this one, but I still get kind of that like tonic feel. This one does have something a little bit more shampoo-y, and this one's not as tart. This one has pink pepper, polygonum, white daffodil, and cedarwood. And this to me is the lighter version to the original. I still think this has pretty decent longevity. This is one that I've been wearing to bed, and when I wake up, I can still smell it. Now, I have been getting more of my clothes just because I've been trying to get less fragrance on my skin. So I want you guys to keep that in mind, because to me, fragrance does last longer on your clothes. So I'm gonna go over this one in more detail, but I was excited about this release. I was excited about this beautiful kind of aquamarine bottle. And then another one that I did pick up is Clean Reserve Sparkling Sugar. This is one that I wore to Puerto Rico. I brought 3 fragrances, and while I was over there, this one reminded me, I've compared this one to Radiant Nectar, and this one reminds me now a lot of 22 Oris by Stephanie Leda, or Leda 22 Oris. So I saw a lot of comparisons to Thank You Next, which I do smell the similarities in that one. And then I felt like it had like the pear and the muskiness of Ariana Grande's God As a Woman. Now I've compared that one to Radiant Nectar, which other people are comparing Radiant Nectar to 22 Oris. The reason why I didn't compare them is because I pick up a lot of smoky undertones and kind of a woody base in Radiant Nectar, and it's got a little bit more going on to me in that one. But I do think Sparkling Sugar and 22 Oris have a lot of similarities. It just has a little bit more of that pear that's in Radiant Nectar. Like this one is considered a warm, spicy floral fragrance, which I don't get. And then it also is like a warm gourmand. I don't think it's gourmand, but I do think it has like gourmand touches. I also think it's fresh and musky, kind of like 22 Oris. So I do find these 22 Oris and this one to smell a lot alike. And this was one that I wasn't sure if I was gonna pick up because it smelled a lot like Radiant Nectar. But now that I've smelled this and I have 22 Oris, there's just no reason for me to have that many bottles of the same thing, because these are all definitely cousins. They all have similarities. Radiant Nectar, God As a Woman, Sparkling Sugar, Leda. I would say Thank You Next is on the other end of Leda. Like, I don't know. You know how sometimes a fragrance can smell like this, and then these two can smell like these, but these two don't necessarily smell alike? It's like that. Like, these are cousins, but these are cousins on the dad's side, and these are cousins on the mom's side. They're family. But yeah, these all fall in the same kind of category. So where I kind of found 22 Oris to be a little different, a little bit more chic and grown up, now that I've been playing with Sparkling Sugar just a little bit more, I will say that they are very similar. So I did want to go over this one because this is a new release. All right, then next we have Black Opium Le Parfum. I did enjoy the original Black Opium, but I ended up enjoying Dolce & Gabbana's The Only One more. And not to say that they're exact, it was just more of my kind of coffee scent where it was a little bit more in the background. And I've never really gotten into any of the other black opiums, like the green that had like a fig note, and neon. Even though neon I did want to try because of Ange 50 cent UK. But this one has Calabrian green, mandarin orange, pear, cinnamon, jasmine, orange blossom, coffee, vanilla, and patchouli. I do want to get to Sephora and just kind of test these all out. So this isn't one that I was looking into, but it is one that I would test out. And then Escada is coming out with Santorini Sunrise. This one actually looks nice. I've never tried any Escada fragrances, but this one has bergamot sorbet, mandarin, middle notes of jasmine, pink pepper, and then earthy notes. So I don't know, I kind of want to try Escada fragrances. I know a lot of people like to pick them up like for the summer. It has notes that I like. All right, the next we have My Way by Giorgio Armani. I don't plan on picking this one up. I do want to go in store and test out some of the flankers. I just got Prada Paradox, which I think has that same similar vibe, but one that I prefer. It's just got a little bit more of what I want in a fragrance. It's got, I don't know, that one's just so pretty. To me, that one opens up with My Way. It has the smooth orange blossom of Lait. It has a little bit of Voce Viva. So I just prefer Prada Paradox. To me, it encompasses a lot of those beautiful designer fragrances that I know a lot of people find boring, but I enjoy. This one's supposed to be the most intense out of the line. Like there's a photo here that kind of shows My Way and all of its flankers. It has Floral, the original Eau de Parfum, the Eau de Parfum Intense, and then the Parfum. And it goes like from light to the most intense, and then it describes the different flankers. This one has notes of bergamot, orange blossom, tuberose, iris, and then base notes of cedarwood, bourbon, vanilla, and musk. This is one that, again, if I get the chance to test it out in store, I will, but it's not one that I'm planning on picking up. Okay, so one that there's like 3 that I'm probably gonna blind buy, if I'm being completely honest. And Good Girl Blush by Carolina Herrera is one of them, just because I collect all of the shoes. Not all of the shoes, but all of the flankers. Because I know that they come out with limited edition shoes, but I collect all of the shoes in 30 mils. So I am planning on picking this one up. I do feel like I'm going to like this one. This one has bergamot, peony, and vanilla. So I think this is going to be a really nice kind of spring version. I am a fan of the original. Dennis is a fan of the original. I enjoy Leger. Well, anyways, I do want to go over this house and rank them. I'll probably do it when this one gets released. So I am excited for that one, and as soon as it's available at Ulta, because I have another Ulta gift card, I'll probably pick that one up. Okay, then next we have Angel Elixir by Mugler, and honestly, this is one I want to test. I might get a travel because I do feel like Mugler lost its sparkle once L'Oreal purchased them, and even though I've enjoyed some of the fragrances that have come out since then, it's definitely not the same. So this is one that I'll want to test out just because it's got 2 notes that are usually hit or miss for me, orange blossom and bourbon vanilla. I am interested to see if this is going to have anything to do with Angel in the slightest. Are we going to get a little bit? Because I will say that I did feel like the Eau de Toilette was a much wearable version, but I still got a touch of Angel in it. Like I could still tell that it was a flanker. So I am interested because I didn't find any of the other stars after that to kind of resemble Angel. That is one that I'll probably pick up a travel of. Then we have the Tom Ford. It looks like Tom Ford has been releasing some fragrances. I believe they were actually bought out as well, but they came out with Cherry Smoke and Electric Cherry. I'm really excited to test out Electric Cherry, only because I've seen some reviews where people said that if you took Lost Cherry, Cherry Smoke's a little bit darker, sexier, and then Electric Cherry is a little bit brighter and sweeter. And I kind of want a bright, sweet cherry. So that's one I want to test out in store. All right, another one that I am planning on blind buying because I really enjoy this line is Valentino Donna Born Roma Intense. I really enjoy Yellow Dream, Coral Fantasy, the original. I even like Valentino. It's the clear one with the peach juice inside that has kind of the leather and floral notes. I think that one has iris. I am a fan of the Valentino line, so I do want to get my hands on this one. I feel like this is going to be the more intense version of the original, and this one has notes of vanilla, jasmine, and benzoin. I also kind of want to get the line for Dennis because I've smelled a couple of that. Well, he does have Yellow Dream, which I love on him. And then I can't remember which one of the other ones I tested out in store. I don't know if it was Coral Fantasy or the original, but I really like that one as well. And I just think there are easy designer fragrances. So I kind of want to get him the entire line like me. So that is one I plan on blind buying. Okay, then another one is the Killian. This one's Can't Stop Loving You. I'm not really into Killian fragrances. I do have the Discovery set and I've been meaning to go over the house with you guys. Killian isn't really a house that I'm crazy about. I do own Angel Share and Roses on Ice, but the ones in these really nice, I love these bottles, these very simple kind of rectangular bottles with the plaque in the front. Gorgeous bottles, but this one has orange blossom, it has honey, Madagascar vanilla, oak moss, and frankincense. I will say the frankincense is a little interesting to me with the honey, but it's not one I'm gonna be searching for. If I happen to see it in store, I'll test it out, but that's about it. All right, and then we have Cacharel Yes I Am Bloom Up. Now this is one, the cranberry note in here is what intrigues me. I do enjoy the original. It's a very kind of fruity lactonic fragrance. So this one has red berries / cranberries, green mandarin, orange blossom, peony, benzoin, and sandalwood. I feel like this is going to be a likable scent and I would pick up a 30 ml. All right, another fragrance that I'm really interested in is Miu Miu. They have a new one coming out. I'll put the name here. I didn't have a chance to look it up, but this has notes of mango, osmanthus, and coconut milk. So this sounds gorgeous. This one might be my first Miu Miu because first of all, the photo of this, the bottle, the notes, it just sounds like a beautiful milky mango scent. So this is one that I will be on the hunt for. See if I can get like a small bottle. So before we get into my last, which is definitely one that I'm very interested in, we're gonna go over this one first. So second to last, we have Mont Blanc Signature Absolu. And this has notes of pink pepper, mandarin, pear, middle notes of tuberose, ylang ylang, frangipani, and base notes of cedar and tonka bean. I was a fan of the original, and then I ended up getting a 30 ml and passing out my larger bottle because it is one that was more comforting and something that I enjoyed more in cooler weather. It was a kind of a citrusy, kind of lactonic fragrance, very pretty. So this is one that I will probably wait to see if I see reviews on and see if there's anything new, anything exciting about this one, because I will say that as much as I love designer fragrances, it is getting a little boring. I am getting a lot of the same. I find that with some of the niche fragrances that I've picked up as well. I'm interested, but again, not anything I plan on blind buying. Now this next one, as much as I want to blind buy it, I'm not going to. And why? Because it's expensive and I'm just tired of being burned when it comes to blind buying niche. But we have Valaya, I believe that's the name. That's how you pronounce it. Valaya or Valaya. I didn't look it up. I apologize. You guys know I like to do my research. This is from Parfum de Mali. This has top notes of bergamot, mandarin, white peach, middle notes of orange flower, vetiver, base notes of akigala wood, musk. This sounds right up my alley. And it has one of my favorite perfumers, Quentin Biche. Now that is the English way to say his name. I did have someone recently correct me and say that it's Quentin Biche. I'm not French. There are words I'm comfortable saying over and over again. That one I would have to practice, but it does have him as a perfumer and I absolutely love his fragrances. A lot of his fragrances have been hits for me, from Angel Nova, the Eau de Parfum, the Eau de Toilette, Chloe Nomad, Delina. He is the nose behind a lot of fragrances that I really love. So I do feel like I'm going to enjoy this one. So I plan on sampling it once it gets to Saks or Nordstrom, and then if I love it, I'm gonna gift it to myself for my birthday. So that is the goal. It's the last one I wanted to talk about. I'm excited about this release, the bottle, the perfumer, everything about this. I wanted to end on this one because this is one that I really want. And last year, 2022, Becky would have blind bought this right away, but Oriana burned me, so we're not doing that. That one's $355. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna wait on that one and then I'm probably gonna gift it to myself because I want to make sure I love it. But I wanted to end on that note. Let me know in the comments below what are some of the new releases you're most excited about. But that will do it for today's video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye guys.